you know, on an occasion like this and other occasions, I asked myself, you know, given what Rwanda has gone through, and as you know, with that destruction, and you know, Rwanda, how we've tried to rebuild the country, we've suffered many attacks from many places. Some of those attacks, some of those hurdles, some of those obstacles, some of them have affected Rwanda, but Rwanda stood her course. If and when Rwanda falls, we rebound. We get back up. The last 25 years, those type of attacks and people setting us back progressively, gradually reduced, which means this, that our rebuilding produced some effects. Moreover, I think I should say that those who were trying to take us back are having a harder time doing it as time goes on, have a harder time doing it as they used to. They're still trying. They don't give up. But they're just being stubborn. They can't do much. They know what they could not do to take us back then. They know they can keep trying, but they won't do anything. It won't work. Not at all. I'm not saying this to just brag about that. No. I'm not saying this thinking it will make those people to give up on their evil plans. No. I'm saying this because it's true. That is the truth, and it's self-evident. Not a single year goes by, especially no 3 years go by, maybe 5 years, without that those acts of trying us. Even though this happens cyclically, you know, those who analyze history, you know, it's been 25 years. It's not a long time. If you look at every sector, economy, health in Rwanda, and you've probably discussed those areas today, you came to realize that every year Rwanda makes another step, big strides in every economic sector of the country, every year. If you didn't talk about that, well, ask me, let's talk about that. And then I will give you a full picture. So, like they say in other languages, you know, an aircraft, right? When it flies, it goes through two types of winds. Not, you know, more than two, but I want to talk about two of those. There's a wind coming from in front of it, trying to take it back. There's another one coming from behind, almost pushing it forward. What we did is we came across that wind coming from in front of us, trying to take us back. That's what we got. But what I want to say is this. That aircraft, because of its power to move forward, even though there's wind trying to stop it, it makes it to destination. That's what we do. It's not like an aircraft. Those winds coming from ahead of us, taking us back, we just cut through and go forward. But you know, somehow there are those winds coming from behind pushing us on, and that's you. You're the ones pushing Rwanda forward, preventing it from being taken back. What does it take? We need to keep increasing the kind of force, power, pushing our aircraft forward. And that's you, that's us, all of us. So it's not about just reaching our destination. It's also about to reach that destination in the shortest possible time. We need to get there quick. So Rwanda Day, bringing together all the Rwandans and their friends of Rwanda, what we expect from you, the purpose of Rwanda Day is both those outside of Rwanda, those inside of Rwanda should work together, collaborate for the development of Rwanda, to take a country where it needs to be. As you know, some of those coming from in front of the aircraft trying to take it back, you see this in the media. People writing. I read something yesterday. People writing, some of whom were writing from here, criticizing Rwanda Day. Things like it's just usual politics and trying to gather support from Rwandans, trying to befriend them, but I couldn't see where the real criticism was. What's wrong with that? Because I thought that's the way it should be. You meet Rwandans, You find them where they are, and they find you where you're at, and you talk and you explain, and you talk about what you expect from them, and they do likewise what they expect from you. That's the politics as it should be. I thought that was the real politics, but asking Rwandans to support their country on its direction and its course to get where she needs to be as quick as possible. If you criticize that, go ahead and criticize it as you want, all you want. And others will be saying things like, in those articles, and they're trying to that they want Rwandans who have the means so they can promote us, advertise us. Well, nobody knows those people better than us. But even those who are there, it would be a good thing to promote their own country. What's wrong with it? They should be doing that using the means they have, where they live, in different ways. Not only politically, there are other ways as well. And use those means to support their country, to have that support, and move forward to reach the destination she wants. And that's the way it should be. And a third point, other ways to use, and I think you've touched upon that as well. You've discussed that point. Look at the last 25 years with Rwanda developing, as you know, and as you've been explaining. Here is the question I would ask. How can a country develop based on bad performance? That's impossible. You can't perform poorly and then reach positive results. It's a contradiction. Rwanda is developing because what she does is positive. You cannot do wrong things and develop and register some achievements. It's impossible. Here is what I would, we should be thinking about, reflecting on. Among those good things we do, how could we do it better? How could we, what could we do for those performing increase in numbers? That's all. Reducing the number of those performing poorly and increase those who are performing as they should. That's our responsibility. And let me say this in a more practical way. Sometimes you're doing positive things, and those doing it are in good numbers, and then there could be fewer people doing negative things, and then the situation becomes almost permanent. Well, why not stop those doing the wrong things, or uh, you know, so that those performing really register achievements and effect the change that is needed. One example, like I said, some of the things we're doing right in Rwanda, and those are in different sectors. We're building banks, schools, hospitals, and many other infrastructure and services that the people need. But if you go to a doctor's office, a person needs help urgently, and then you get at the hospital 11 p.m., midnight, and there's nobody to help you. And because they are understaffed, or maybe the little staff they have were asleep. And maybe even worse, even when they wake up, they start being angry with the patient, or even tell them that they have the right to be asleep. If the patient says, oh, how could you be asleep and not come and help people? And then they get angry with the patient. Such a behavior would need to be addressed. Such a thing should not be happening. But it doesn't mean that the health sector overall has registered great achievements. But you know that there was such an incident, and that's the malpractice that you cannot let slide just because overall you're registering a lot of achievements. If you go to a bank, and there are many things we should be doing, including ICT, but sometimes people have to queue the line to access those services. And people queue the line, a very long line, and the one providing them the service, the person providing that service, is busy on their phone talking to their friend, not even an emergency. Just chatting with a friend on the phone. Everybody has phones, and people have to wait for somebody laughing on their phone. And people are waiting, and they bear with it, and they accept it. It looks normal. Or even the person who's supposed to be providing the service has people queuing the line, and another individual comes up, a very exceptional people, and then skips the line and goes straight to that person providing the service just because it's they know each other or because they think they are very important. And when people let others behave that way, if nobody says that's unacceptable, and when people don't report such behavior in that very institution, that business, and that's a very bad behavior that sets you back when you don't do anything about that, when you have the power to change. Changing that is so easy. It just takes you saying no. You say, this cannot happen. It's unacceptable. And that is what somebody can criticize, but overall, it's different. And, those malpractices, apart from the person involved in those incidents and those accepting it to be happening and letting that happen without saying a thing, it can't be a story that people would keep saying. Well, nobody can have anything in Rwanda. And when they are among the people who let it happen, who accept those malpractices to happen, or maybe if they were in that position, would be doing the same thing. And that's why I want to talk about this wherever you are. When Rwanda is mentioned because of the development she has achieved, it doesn't mean that we don't have work to do. No, there's a lot of work to do. And it also means that there are bad things that still happen, but that we need to fight and change. That's what we want to do. But nobody should just accuse Rwanda based on that and say, nothing is happening in Rwanda. But of course, those malpractices keep reducing. And sometimes you find those criticisms abroad among a few people instead of talking about what's happening, truly happening inside the country, or as Rwandans really see things. Rwanda has developed, has made big strides. It's a stronger country. It's still dealing with the many issues she still has. But if I'm saying that Rwanda is strong, it's not because we're exceptional people. It's not because we have great weapons or a great army. What I'm saying is this. It's based on the fact that this Rwanda is a country of a united people that work together. And that power, that kind of power is that you cannot destroy it. And that's why even the few people who are still fighting and criticize this country, sometimes causing insecurity, what happened recently, even today and last year. Those who tried to undertake those acts were stopped by Rwandans as a united country. It's the Rwandan citizens, because they understand that the problems we have are no different from the problems we see in other countries. We'll be talking about this during the Q&A. Well, if anybody knows this, I wish they could explain to me. I wish somebody would tell me, I know a country, the country in where we live here, it has no problems at all. Please, somebody tell me that. And when I meet other people, some leaders asking me, saying things that I don't even know when I'm in Rwanda. They say, and then ask them, where are you from? Who do you ask when it comes to the problems in your countries? Is there a problem-free country? Where is that? And they go on, with the media saying, well, there's no democracy in Rwanda, no freedom, no, So you have all that where you come from in your country? If what you have looks the way it does, I don't need some of their stuff. I want, what is proper to Rwandans and to our Rwandan culture. You've been talking about culture. Look, Rwandans, from the hundreds of years the country has been around, they're going to be taught their culture by people who just showed up recently. Some of the countries teaching us, giving us lessons, were not there when we were around as a country, as a nation. It's true. Some of those countries did not exist. But we've been around for hundreds of years. Our history, the history of Rwanda. And then some young person comes and stick a finger in your eye, trying to teach you culture, how you should live, how you should talk, how you should walk. And some Rwandans accept that. I've heard people singing to that tune. I don't think they understand. I don't think they understand what they're talking about. Where could you begin teaching me my rights, my own rights? Teaching me my own rights? Do you love me to that extent? Do you really love me to the extent of looking after your own rights and my own rights? People are interdependent. We can have a relationship, we can talk, we can debate, we can come to an agreement. You have what you say, what you give, so do I. I cannot accept that you tell me that you were created with that capacity, with that ability, and not me. How could that be? And that's the basis of what we keep telling you. It's that's the dignity that we're always talking about. Agaciro. And we get used to doing the right thing because that's what you deserve. That's the right thing. You're not doing it for anybody else. And it wouldn't be sustainable if you were doing something because they want you to do it. That's not sustainable. It doesn't work. Otherwise, we have problems too that we're dealing with on a daily basis. It's true. And Rwandans are poor. And we're fighting that poverty. There are diseases in Rwanda that don't exist in other countries. And even though it's decreasing, sometimes they had hunger. Some Rwandans had hunger because they didn't have enough. And we're trying to reverse that, fighting those diseases, improving people's livelihoods. And that's why if you look at the national budget, some of the big expenses is education, it's health, it's agriculture, so people can have can have enough food. Big expenses is go to infrastructure to ensure that people have jobs, building those infrastructure, and to improve their own livelihood. Those are the things we want to do. We're doing. And if we didn't love our own people, if we didn't love ourselves, would we be doing that? Over the last 25 years, we increased life expectancy. And the life expectancy for the people, back in the day, it was about 40 years. Somebody who turned 40 would celebrate, would kill a big cow and have a big party and says, I'm still alive, I'm 40. It's amazing. But today, it's not a long time ago, over the last 25 years, people live in general up to 70 years old. It's not just from me. I'm quoting the statistics from the experts, not even Rwandans saying this. Infant mortality and maternal mortality, the numbers have decreased. And it's the statistics. I didn't write those. It's written by the experts in the field. It's decreased in Rwanda in record time. Nowhere else in the world. It's unheard of. It's unprecedented. Now, are we doing the things that increase people's livelihoods? And then we're accused of taking lives? How could that be? It's the same. It's like what I've been saying. You're giving people access to communication means, and people talk all they want. and they exchange, they communicate because of it, the investment we've done in the country. And you say that we stop people from talking? You give them the microphone, you give them all they need, and then other people say you don't let people talk. It's a contradiction. Impossible. We love the people. We love Rwandans. We love ourselves. We love our own rights. Well, the other things they say, oh, maybe that's the politics. Those accusing us are doing. Maybe that's what they do. But the Rwandans here present, as we keep discussing here, I came here to tell you that we need you. We're waiting for you. We expect a lot from you, including myself. I mean, tell me what you expect of me. And not only that, tell me what I didn't do for you that you need, and what I've refused you. But it's not just me. I'm not speaking for myself. I mean, the whole government of our country. I'm only speaking for them. What we expect from you is do the right thing, rebuild yourselves. And as you rebuild yourselves, you build your country, Rwanda, wherever you are. You have the right to be where you are, where you live. But you also have a permanent right, not like in other countries, they could take that right from you. It's not yours. You borrowed it, Keep that in mind. But your country is for you, is yours forever. Nobody can take it from you. Even when you go to the end of the world and you realize there's nowhere else to go, you come back home. Those who have what they need to do where they live, I can't tell you to pack up and go back home. You have a job, and it's productive, it makes you happy, then praise the Lord. But whenever you want, you can say, well, I'm okay here, but I want to go home. We welcome you with open arms. And we even do more. Sometimes when you tell us the time you come, we pave the road for you. Some people send a message. They tell us, I want to come back home, but I was doing this and that, but there's no such a thing out there in Rwanda. We tell them, just tell us what you want. And then we set it up. You see, there's no pressure. Feel free. All I'm saying is, home is waiting. But we're waiting for you. And it means two things. We're waiting for you now that you're still abroad, which means you can do what we expect from you being where you are right now. You can also do that once you come back home. The choice is yours. The worst thing would be to never think about your motherland. And that, in that case, I would ask what would be the reason, and we could try and solve that. What would make you to stop thinking about your motherland? We would help you to reverse the situation. I want to conclude by thanking all the friends here, like I said at the beginning. And I want to thank Germany, our host today. It's a very friend country, and we have a good relationship, and some of her citizens are in Rwanda, working there. Some of the investment in Rwanda are by countries, by companies, including Volkswagen and others, in construction. Others are in other fields as well. And we want more to come to Rwanda to invest. And we'll do what's possible so they can invest, and so that their investment is done smoothly for everybody to make a profit from it, including Rwanda and themselves. We welcome those from other countries as well. Those from here, Switzerland, France, Belgium, Italy, Britain, and other countries. I want to thank every one of them for being here and being partners of Rwanda. And I want to tell you that we're not a bad friend. So you should know that we're a good friend. You'll see for yourselves when we partner doing some activities together. You won't prove us wrong. So we'll stop here and we'll keep exchanging in a Q&A fashion. But I heard that we've discussed a lot of things already with the previous speakers. But Rwandans, we're a nation on the move and moving quick, and nothing will stop us. If you stop us, will be momentarily. Just delay us for a brief period of time, but we still move forward. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Your Excellency, President, you have never refused us anything that you had. We thank you very much. Although we still have a long way to go, but we appreciate that our country has grown economically by 12% this year. Rwandans' unity is strong and stable, and we're happy about this. With your permission, Your Excellency, the President, we will have questions and contributions, and we're going to receive 3 people from starting that side. Then we move to the middle of the hall. And then after that, we will also get a contribution from the people sitting above. So please go straight to the point in order to save time. Thank you. I thank you for giving me the floor. Your Excellency, the President of the Republic, my name is Gatera, and I come from Bugesera. And this, for me, this is a very important opportunity. It's now 25 years since when I was in Bugesera. The whole of my family was exterminated. And every day they would say, keep a few people still alive so that by the time we are celebrating the 5th of July, we should be killing people. And when the Nkotanyi came and saved us, it was like I was born again, because the Nkotanyi army was sent, but I know you were the supreme commander of these forces that saved us. And for that purpose, for that reason, I would like to give you a cow. This was not the end. I went on and tried to go deeper and to analyze and know why my family was exterminated, and to know why in 1959 they were thrown in the forests so that tsetse flies would kill them. I was told that by my grandfather. My father hid this information from us. Our grandfather had refused to change religions and be baptized. And so he told me, my child, Gatera, God is within you. You should not accept lies. So I fled to Belgium, and from there I wanted to really research deeply and know where these religions that were brought to our country came from. Another thing that I learned from my grandfather, our religion that was alive in Rwanda since more than 10,000 years ago. It spread to South Africa, to Egypt. I'm going to tell you the name of our religion. According to my grandfather, it was integrity. If you are an integral person, a person of integrity. Now from here, I followed the sector of electronics, and now I've been learning about mindfulness. And my teachers told me that this came from your side of the continent. Mushikiwabo said, you should be self-confident. Our forefathers, our ancestors were self-confident. I now teach about technology. I teach technology. I say a person who has died before attaining 100 years of age has died young. The history that we were taught should be changed, and it is us, Rwandans, who will change it. My final point, Your Excellency, the President of the Republic, I thank you once again. I have a wish to make. and I hope we will achieve it, and maybe it will start from Rwanda. What can we do? What can Rwanda do so that we have a common currency, a common policies? We don't have borders within Africa. Thank you.
kuvuga ku butwari bwaranze ingabo.
Thank you for talking about the heroism of the Nkotanyi soldiers during the fight against the genocide. Your Excellency President, if you allow, we will take 2 more questions or contributions. Protocol with the microphone, please. Move towards the middle of the hall. I would like to, first of all, thank the person who just made the contributions. I believe that all of you followed this. It's rather unusual for people to think along those lines. Your Excellency, the President of the Republic, I thank you for giving me the opportunity to talk. My name is Anniversary Jacqueline. I met with you when you visited Rwandans in 2006 when you came to UK. Then I had a problem that I had written, and you permitted that I give the letter, the document, to the people that had come in your delegation. And from that time till now, I've not received a response. And I now bring it back to you, the President. What was the issue about? Can't you briefly tell us about the issue? With your permission, I gave you information in the document. It concerns my properties to the President. Is it a secret? Is it about? It's people who claim to be doing this in the name of the government. It was done by different institutions. But why are you complicating so much? You are making it such a secret. Someone must have done it. The President, in very few words, tell us about it. I used to have a hotel called Guest House in Kibuye, and then one day, people who claimed to be working for the government came and locked it up and put me out. They took the plot I had rented from ORTPN. Where is this located? In Kibuye. I had already paid for everything, and I lost all my investment there. So at that time, who did that? Which government institutions or the individual who claimed to be representing the government? Well, it was government institutions, because people representing different institutions, including the Ministry of Defense, the Ministry of Tourism, didn't people did those people have names? Is it the ministries that came or institutions? You are complicating this issue, and yet we would give you someone to look into this matter. One of my collaborators, please get that document so that we follow it up. Let's now get a contribution. Please give that letter to Professor Siaka. Good afternoon. My name is Eugène Giselle. I'm a student in Lille. Today I have 2 contributions I wish to make. The first concerns about education. Many of the people who made presentations told us that there's a lack of skills and people live in the university, but without really real skills. I'm studying in France. We could learn from people here what could. In France, there's a system called people working in studying at the university at the same time are working in companies, and I believe that we can copy this. I don't know if there is someone. People have been talking about it here. Why didn't you raise the issue? Why didn't you? But that's not so new, not unknown. We should just look into how to put it, to implement it. Sometimes it's known and yet it's not done properly. In that country, it's well known and it is encouraged and promoted by the Ministry of Education. We could set up a committee in the Ministry of Education who would look at this. But why can't you come home and help us in this regard? Are you one of those who still have work here who cannot come home? I just wanted to pave the road for you. I would like to do more research in it and know it better before I can show others how to do it. We're still waiting though, but the idea, I've got the idea, it's a sound one, we'll look into it. Secondly, I'm doing civil engineering in construction. I believe that we saw someone who took the initiative of a person who constructed a 7-kilometer road when we had the 2020 vision in Kigali. Buildings have been coming up in Kigali, but we should improve something else in Rwanda. I believe that we have this, the road system should be improved. What I would like to propose is there's a board of civil engineers in Rwanda. Why can't we meet in that field? So as we had the master plan of Kigali, we could do the master plan of the wood. So why didn't you do it? Why don't you do it? Why did anyone stop you from? Those civil engineers from different fields, they have those associations. You could write to them and suggest what you are saying. I've got the idea, but you could write to them and inform them, make that contribution. Thank you very much. Anyone else? Thank you very much, Your Excellency, the President of the Republic. We will hear from 3 other people. Please go straight to the point in order to give time and opportunity to as many people as possible. We are going to take someone from this side. Please, protocol with the microphone. Move closer to the person who is going to speak. Your Excellency, the President of the Republic, my names are Leon Mpenzi. I live in France. And if you allow me, I would like to put 2 questions to you. One, well, I think you should ask 1 question because there are so many people who would wish. Please combine the 2 and make 1 question out of them. I have a personal question, and another one is to contribution about the development of football in Rwanda, because I used to play football. Just ask 1 question. Let him finish. There's the one question he wishes to ask. Choose which one, the more important one, and ask it. The question I have, I was born abroad in a foreign country. And after that, after the war, I came immediately to Rwanda. I came to France, and now I feel like it's time for me to go home. You are welcome. You are most welcome. And 2012, I received French citizenship, and in my passport, there's only a visa to Rwanda. So in 2012, I bought 2 plots in Rebero, and then 2016, I bought 2 plots in Kagugu. But in the meantime, the plots, I wanted to construct buildings on the plots in Kagugu. In 2018, I want to look to get a license for constructing on the premises. It's not a favor that I'm looking for, really. This is my plot is located where Caisse Sociale is building many buildings, and my plot was very big. Well, suggest, Mr. President, come to Rwanda and look into this matter. When you are in Rwanda physically, people would help you much more easily. I cannot give you an answer right from here, but if you keep sending people, if you came in person, take a few days, look into the matter, I believe this issue would be resolved. I was there for a month, from August to September. Who did you see? I went to see, I instructed my architect. The question is, who did you see? I went to the city council. Did you go yourself or send someone? I went there myself, and I was told that the head of the department was not there during that week. Please follow it up. How can I resolve this issue here? You should come in person, go back there, look at the institutions in charge of the matter. It has to be resolved. If for any reason nothing is resolved, there are some institutions where you take the issue and have them resolved. Thank you.
Okay. Your Excellency. Oops. Your Excellency,
My name is Rutungura Mati. I come from the diaspora youth of Belgium. I have an issue with injustice, and I have a case with General Kariango Stephen. He made a false document and misappropriated my property, but which was legalized by Minister of Foreign Affairs. Minister of Foreign Affairs approved the document. He made a sales act. I don't understand how the Minister of Affairs is involved. I am from the Belgium diaspora, and the Minister of Foreign Affairs legalized, approved. How is the Minister of Foreign Affairs involved? Maybe I would have thought that this concerned the Minister of Justice. If it had come from the embassy of the country where you're in, please explain this better. General Stephen Kabdiango, I know him. He made a false act of sale. He pretended that we bought a plot, and he was given the land title. The names was changed and transferred into his names. After that, I went to the justice, to the judiciary. After introducing a case, I proved that this act of sale was never done. I believe the ambassador is here with his team. They saw the diplomat was there, and it was found that it was a false sales act, but it had been legalized by the Minister of Foreign Affairs. I believe that the Minister of Affairs will resolve this issue. Wait a bit. Ambassador, do you know about this issue? Anything about this issue? Please briefly tell us what you know about this issue. Thank you, Your Excellency. The issue raised by Martin is known to us. She brought this. The Minister of Foreign Affairs can legalize documents, but the embassy does it, and the Minister of Foreign Affairs can approve and stamp the documents and saying that the embassy has that authority. So we have understood. So what happened? Tell us. The person who went to sell the plot to Kariango took a fake document who is not the owner. And during the case, we were asked if we knew the document that was used by the person who sold the plot, and we could not find it in our archives. Fortunately, the diplomat who signed the document lives in Belgium and works in Belgium. So we contacted him and asked him if this had happened. Then he said that I do not know about this document, and this person, I know the person who signed it, and I know the people who pretend to be witnesses on the Sales Act. So why didn't you put all those in a document so that it becomes a legal document to be used by the Minister of Foreign Affairs? So that it may state that. So the issue should have been made easier. That was, wait, where did all this matter start? If all that was done, why wasn't the issue resolved completely? So what happened is that the embassy answered saying the document was never existed, and the Minister of Foreign Affairs, the Minister of Foreign Affairs approved and stated that the document was fake. And when I took this to the judge said, that cannot be. So there's an issue, there's a problem with the judge. So I have made an appeal. The issue is now concerns the judge. So this will be resolved. Who is here? Thank you very much. We have the Minister of Local Government here. Please look into this issue.
Sure, go ahead. Mr. President.
We will get to you. The people behind there will get to you. We haven't forgotten about you. You will have the floor. Just be patient.
President, I'm very grateful to got the invitation to participate in the Rwanda Day from my friends from the diaspora in Finland. Mr. Seth and Mr. Joseph, thanks very much. My name is Andreas Wesselmann, and I'm the managing director of the company Afri Crops. And as the name says, Afri and crops, we are dealing only with African countries and with crops. And we are based in Berlin, and our company is trading with African partners in the food value chain, growing crops in Africa and exporting them to Europe and to the US. And we support our partners with consulting in organic farming, organic certification, setup of vocational training centers, and doing coaching for young entrepreneurs. And our company slogan is, do not ask what Africa needs, but rather ask what Africa has and the world needs. Or being more specific for the Rwanda Day, what does Rwanda have what the world needs? So this is a question. Maybe I can give you my view on this question. Yes. You have a lot in Rwanda, and since we are dealing in the agricultural and horticultural field, you have in Rwanda fantastic climate conditions, weather conditions, very fertile soil, virgin soils to make horticulture and agriculture. And we started in Rwanda in 2013 to look for partners, let's say, getting in partnership with us on eye level and producing crops, not only for the export, but also for local consumption. And in the field of organic farming, this is also a domain which very much contributes to healthy food and to make it happen that everybody can live a good life with this good food. And we would like to contribute here.
Oh, sure. Thank you.
Yes.
I mean, what? Sure.
Yeah. The question is, with all we have some success stories in Rwanda. We have partners now really producing crops. But what I wanted to address also here is not all the negotiations and all the partnerships were successful. And sometimes we experience that people are expecting too early money and short thinking, like silos.
That's possible. That's possible.
Yeah, that is not a typical Rwandan problem.
There are such a people, yeah.
Yes, but whenever it is possible, and you and your institution, your government can contribute to overcome it,
absolutely,
then we would be very grateful.
In fact,
Thank you.
Absolutely. We have institutions that should be responsible for that. RDB, I think you follow up what is the matter is, and we see how it benefits everyone.
Next. Thank you. Now we just get someone from this side. Remember the people sitting, raising their hands right there behind. On both sides, behind and up. Let's give the floor to the others behind that side and behind this side, and then even those sitting up there.
It's to stand here before you.
What is that? I can't read.
Hello, I'm here.
Okay.
I'm sorry I can't address you in Kinyarwanda because I was born in Rwanda when I was in 1982. But I was adopted when I was 1 year old. So in 1983, I came to Belgium, and I was raised by white people. But that makes me kind of invisible here because I have two questions for you. First of all,
can you condense them into one, please?
Excuse me?
Can you make it one?
Okay, one question. I know a lot of adoptive people. Maybe there are people that are adopted right here in this room. Feel like they want to come back to Rwanda. I visited Rwanda in the last 2 years a lot of times, and I was impressed by the development in a positive way. And I have a master's degree, I have a bachelor's degree, I'm highly educated, as said. But I was wondering, are we welcome as adoptive people that aren't speaking Kinyarwanda, but are willing to contribute?
We welcome everybody,
Even
especially yeah, adopted Rwandans would just be on top.
okay.
Yeah.
Murakoze, we will keep that in mind.
What did you study?
I have a bachelor in psychology and a master's degree in education
That is highly needed.
from the University of Brussels.
So how can we link up with you? Have you ever visited the embassy?
No, I've never been there, no.
So
In
would
Brussels, you mean?
Yes, please.
No, I've never
Would you
visited.
try to approach them and?
This person is here at the moment?
Yes, he's
Yeah.
he's here in front here.
I will look for them. Thank you.
But the embassy is in Brussels, so you'll find him in the embassy.
Okay, thank you. Murakoze.
Murakoze cyane.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Let's now hear from someone as His Excellency has asked us. Let's hear from someone sitting up there. We will get to you. You'll have the floor in the end. Don't worry.
J'ai été diplômée.
I got my degree in medicine yesterday. I'm talking to you right now because I would really wish to come to study, to work in Rwanda.
My French is not that good, so.
nyakubahwa ngo yitwa Rachel ni umunyarwanda ngo yarangije ejo muri medicine mu buganga.
Oui. Ma question aujourd'hui, à vous et particulièrement également au ministère.
My issue concerns the Ministry of Health. What do you propose for doctors who wish to come and work in Rwanda? What are the perspectives for their career?
Simple. You finished yesterday?
yarangije ejo ni umuganga.
She graduated yesterday.
Murakoze cyane.
I have a plane ticket for you. We can go together tomorrow.
Murakoze cyane.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you, Rachel. But how shall we have her contacts? Make arrangements so that who is going to make this arrangement? The ambassador in France may help us. Did she study in France? Yes. Ambassador of Rwanda in France. Minister of Foreign Affairs, can you handle this? Can you arrange?
Murakoze cyane.
Thank you very much.
accorde le ticket.
His Excellency the President don't you see that the people you are refusing the floor are the ones who have very important things to say, like we've done. Since we wish to have all the people speak, we're going to the other side now. Which side did you say? That side, there is this gentleman who has stood up and raising his hand. He has been raising his hand for a long time now.
Ça marche ou pas? Oui.
Working, good afternoon, Your Excellency. I follow what's happening in Africa. Do lobbying for the European Parliament. I know that Rwanda is the fourth country as far as investment is concerned, and you are the captain and the person in charge of that country. I've visited many countries in Africa and in the Middle East. I have 2 points. The first one, many countries in the Gulf are interested with what's happening in the economy and the political areas. And I have met the ambassador in Belgium who has allowed us to come here. So we would wish to finance or invest in Rwanda. These people are looking for partners in Rwanda. I have a friend, Mbo. He used to play football with the Red Devils. Sports is very important to educate the youth. And this could be a bridge between Africa and Europe, especially Rwanda. So we would like to collaborate with you in this area of sports. Good afternoon, Your Excellency. I would like to, first of all, thank the Rwanda's ambassador to Belgium, who allowed me to come here. It's a very big honor for me I did not prepare anything because it was a surprise, but I would wish to allow integration through sports. It's something I've done in China and elsewhere, because for me, integration is very important. With my brother, we're the first African players who played in Belgium, and I would like to develop other partnerships with Africa. Thank you.
Since you don't need a ticket from me, the ambassador will help you use your tickets to come to Rwanda. And,
Merci beaucoup.
All right.
Thank you.
A couple there, and then we go up.
Mr. President.
And then after that, you give someone behind the floor.
My name is Fabrice Goffin. I am Belgian. Actually, we have a lot of problems in our country also, by the way. So I have a technology company. And I have been thinking in the past years, we have been, let's say, world leader in software for different robots, automation things. And we have been doing business with Japan, with China, with United States, with South America, never with Africa. And the reason why, and I came to that, is probably ignorance. In the past 4 months, I'm from Belgium. I got in touch, of course, with your embassy, also with your consular over there and with the ambassador. And I got to know something really special. What I saw today, so many people coming to me because I was there with the robot, saying, you should come to Rwanda, Rwanda this, Rwanda that. What you are doing, the vibes, the positive energy that you all have promoting your country, and the ignorance that Europeans have in not knowing your country, I would like to say that I have a lot of respect for you, for all of you, with what I saw, with the enthusiasm that I saw in the past 4 months. And I will be visiting next month, and I look forward to it. And definitely after your speech. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, and looking forward.
And I will get a ticket?
To your coming. No, well, if you bring your robot industry in Rwanda, I will give a ticket. Right.
Thank you, Your Excellency, the President of the Republic. My name's Goretti. I represent the women in Brussels, and I have an idea. I've been having an idea for a long time. Wait a bit.
With to set up shop in Rwanda.
Excuse me?
Are you agreeing to set up shop in Rwanda with
Yes, of course.
Then this is
Definitely. I wouldn't choose for any other African country after the enthusiasm I've seen from the people here.
That's a deal.
Respect.
Thank
Respect.
So I discussed with the people in my group when we talk about our projects. We wish to increase the propelling wind power. And then we said, why can't we ask you, since all the people concerned are here, when the leaders talk about their objectives, their goals, we have no role in it. And we said, why can't we do some kind of twinning projects between countries and different regions of Rwanda, so that the money that we give may be channeled. There are many, the president says, there are many ways of twinning projects. You can do it wherever, however you want to do it. If you increase the bureaucracy, the money will be consumed in the organization before it reaches the destination, the final destination. So it's better to do it direct. So set up your own channels and do it direct.
Thank you. Your Excellency, the President of the Republic. My name is Kennedy. I'm from Sweden. I've raised my hand for a very long time. I don't know why. I was denied a chance. Finally, I got it. I have a question. The problem is, are you being a Rwandan? That's my problem. But like what somebody said, Rwandan identity is a full identity. I'm a Rwandan only by heart, because I was denied an ID card. I went to the National ID Agency. They asked me to bring people who can testify to the fact that I'm Rwandan. I brought my 2 siblings and my aunt. They asked me to wait for a whole week. And then a week later, I went back and they told me my application was sent to immigration, that I had to go and apply for Rwandan citizenship. Are you Rwandan? Yes, I'm Rwandan. I was born in Burundi, grew up there, but I'm a Rwandan. I have 5 siblings. All of them have a Rwandan passport. Even your name is Rwandan. So what's the problem? I was told that I left Burundi, came to Sweden, and because of the life we live here in Europe, I changed my names. I changed my name, and when you explain what happened, it should be clear, it should be easy. I even gave them my papers, Rwandan papers in Burundi. I don't know what they found out, but what they asked, but we can look into that issue. All right? You live in Sweden, right? Is the ambassador here? Go see the ambassador, our ambassador in Sweden. That issue will be handled. Thank you. But people in the back, remember, those people are in the back of the room and in the upper section. Good evening, dear Rwandans. My name's Letitia Mukaijire. I'm here. So there are two people with microphones. I see a gentleman with eyeglasses, and I hear a female voice. What's going on? So two people with the microphone. Oh, maybe it's I see a gentleman up there. Well, let's begin with this lady. Well, let's begin with this gentleman here. Thank you very much, Your Excellency. I'm not like that person who graduated yesterday. I was a civil servant for 11 years. I worked for an NGO 3 years. I worked for the UN for 23 years. What government are you talking about that you served? What government? I'm talking about the Burundian government. My name's Buchumi Martin. And I have Burundian citizenship. And I have a residence in Rwanda. And I'm in Belgium very often. That's why I'm here. It was easy for me to come to this convention. So I had two problems. They're both written. So I will ask one. So maybe you will handle the other one since I'm sending you a letter. I went to Rwanda and bought a property. And then I partnered. You bought a plot. You want to build a house. I bought a big piece of land. It's a piece of land because the term you used, Itongo, means where there used to be a house. I'm speaking Kirundi, so it's different from Kinyarwanda. So I partnered with a gentleman called Gasana Alois, who inherited a big land from his father. And then he has land that he bought. So we partnered and created a company called Zero Investment. I'm supposed to be the CEO. We conducted research and we found a mineral called amethyst in Ngororero district, Kavumu sector. And we shared our research with the ministry, and we conducted and we got a certificate for environmental assessment from RDB. We have all the paperwork to start exploiting in that mine, and the ministry accepted. And the Secretary of State was intimidated into not allowing us to do anything because he saw zero investment. Is that why? That must have been the issue here. But it's not zero, it's zero investment. So people intimidated the person and he did not sign. And other people invaded our land, took over our project, and started executing that very project that we had developed. What do you mean? Are the private people like yourselves? You see what? Look, you know the law, right? If you have your piece of land And of course, you have the land, but if you found oil under that piece of land, it doesn't belong to you. I know it, Your Excellency. That's why I asked you, who took over that investment, that project? Was it other individual, private people? Is it government? In the beginning, it was private people. And I sent you up to 6 letters. Private people who showed up. And once we made a lot of noise, and then they said it belonged to a company. So we will help you deal with that. We can help you. Then we thank you for that. Where is it exactly? Do you live in Rwanda? Yes, I'm in Rwanda. And your partner is Rwandan, is in Rwanda? Yes. His name is Gasana Alois. RDB, please take that issue on. Thank you. People in the upper section, please help us. I had just introduced myself. My name is Laetitia Mukajire. I live in Belgium. I come from Nyamata district in Rwanda. I want to share this idea of mine with you, Your Excellency. Please proceed. I'm glad to be able to express this here. Rwanda has a capital city, that's Kigali, and it has secondary cities. But maybe those secondary cities should be more developed so everybody do not flock to the capital city. But we can contribute to making that happen. We build in Rwanda and everybody wants to buy land and plots in Kigali. People should hear this, hear me out. Other people try to buy in Rwanda, right on the outskirts of Kigali. But we all have villages where we come from. So, Your Excellency, is there a way to encourage them, to advise them, because we trust you and we respect you? So can you encourage people to go back where they came from, like Nyamata, maybe Kibuye, so I can go and build there, because that secondary city will develop quicker because you will have installed infrastructure, electricity and water. I got you. And that's one thing. Please bear with me. I have one more thing. Is it related? Yes, it's about agriculture. Those who studied agriculture, because I studied hotel and tourism, but those who studied agriculture, most of them want to be in an office using a computer. But our soil needs their intervention. You know, this country, Belgium, is very small. But even though they import products, but it produces a lot. We have the northern part of the country, which is very fertile. That part of the country, is overpopulated. And yeah, I got it, madam. Can we consolidate land so we can produce better? So here is how we can do that. That's a good advice you've shared with us, based on ideas that people here understand. Starting from that piece of advice, in Rwanda, people invest in a sector that they want. They can invest where they came from, on their home village, where they were born. They can invest wherever they want, in a city, in Kigali, in Rubavu, Musanze, Huye, you name it. But what you're saying is something people can take care of on a private basis. You can urge people to develop their home village, but you cannot coerce people in doing that. They have the right to invest their money where they want. They have a project to implement. Maybe it's better in some place other than where they were born. But I don't want to refute that idea. It's something people should discuss within your diaspora associations, investment companies, and associations. I think you can get in touch with your peers. You know, you're in Belgium, but you can also invest in Belgium, even though you're from Rwanda. So nobody can tell you, go back and invest in Rwanda. You can't invest here. But I got the idea. People got it. And the second idea as well. So people, can study agriculture and then they practice agriculture, or encourage people to invest in agriculture because they understand that field. But if they want to move to another field, we can't stop them. But we want people who know it to be involved, to invest in agriculture, even those who don't know agriculture, but who want to invest. We want them to get involved. Thank you. We'll go to that side of the upper section. No question came from that upper section, so it's high time that they did. So go ahead, please.
Oh, ici. Amazina yanjye ni
My name is Shema Francis. I'm a student in the Technical University of Kaiserslautern. I want to, first of all, thank you, because I came to that university a week ago, but I've lived 17 years in Rwanda. But I want to thank you because each day I went to school and went back home. I was secure, and I thank the RPF and the leadership for that security. And I'd like to say that even though I want to study mechanical engineering, my greatest passion is in leadership. And as a young man, I know that Rwanda still has a few problems. And as a young man, I saw a few things, and I could find a few solutions.
Leaders such as myself can bring these small solutions. They may work, they may not work, they can be debated upon, they could be ariko ataris.
But I got your question, and it's a good thing you're here, studying, pursuing an engineering degree. Freshman, right? You just came here. That's a good thing. But you're studying, you're doing an engineering degree, and that leadership will come alongside that engineering. And in Rwanda, we have different institutions, especially helping the youth who can that can help them increase their leadership skills. And what you call, what you mentioned solutions. It's a good thing you can get a platform where you can share those solutions. But as you share those, you'll learn at the same time. You're not just providing solutions, you get solutions. That exchange, that debate, and that exists at many levels. There are formal mechanisms and informal. And you can also follow that up from Kaiserslautern or here in Germany or elsewhere or even in Rwanda. And people can learn from you, and you can learn from them that you can use. There's no conflict over that. Your studies in engineering and other things that can help with your passion in leadership and helping others. The most important thing is to stay in touch with your friends in Rwanda, your family, and others in general. That constant communication, right? Thank you, Your Excellency. We have African Leadership University in Rwanda as well, so they provide that opportunity to increase their leadership skills. Well, give another chance to the people in the upper section.
Roharia, go ahead.
Mr. My name is Chris Ngasa. I opened a business in Rwanda like 10 months ago, and I'm very proud to. Yeah, so I'm here. Okay, I opened a business in Rwanda like 10 months ago. I'm very proud of it. Even your sons are my good clients.
Yes.
Okay, and I want to know.
Hopefully they spend their own money, not mine.
I don't know. And I really, because I'm a young guy, I want to open another business in Rwanda because I love it and everybody is cool. I have two questions.
What did you say was your name?
Chris Ngasa, like Jesus Christ.
Go ahead, please.
So I want to open another business in Rwanda, but I don't find any support like at LGB and.
But you already have one business, right?
Yeah, in 10 months I want to open another.
You want to open another one?
Exactly.
So what is the problem?
My problematic is like I want to know if we could make a place like we can find money because banks are too expensive for interest.
Where did you get your money for the first one?
The first one, I worked since I'm 16 years old in Canada. I used to have 3 jobs. And I took a loan in France because that's where I came from. But I cannot take another one to open another business.
Why don't you concentrate on that one and
because it's going well. I don't complain.
Exactly. So that will enable you to have a loan for the second one.
No, I want to become big now. I don't want to wait like 1 year or 2 years.
No,
thank you so much, Mr. Chris.
Okay.
But I have another question.
For you, I see you are not bad off. You are okay. You are fine. There are those who haven't started even one business, so we can help those first before we come to you. Okay, another question you said? Which other one? Okay.
I think, Your Excellency, he can join the RDB.
Yeah, absolutely. I think he needs to be guided. If he wants to open other businesses, that's fine. They can guide him how to do it. But there is no money
That's
to dish
true.
around. Yeah.
That's true, Your Excellency. Chris, after this session, it would be better if you connect with the RDB, Madam Claire Akamanzi.
More for advice than money.
Abafite
Those with the microphone in the upper section, please.
I'm already on the floor. Please, Mr. President, thank you very much. My name is...
Let him speak. We'll go back to the upper section.
I'm originally from Ghana, and I've been trying to have a conversation with you, and I'm so pleased that I have the opportunity today. I'm professor of mathematics and mathematical economics, and have spent all my life in telecommunication and information technology. And in these days, I'm more into data science and cybersecurity. So I'm also on a research group where my German colleagues and I, we have developed a patent for malaria vaccine and malaria drugs. So I was able to convince my German and my UK colleagues and from South America that we should implement it in Africa. So we have been able to get in touch with people who could finance it. Now our aim now is to go to Rwanda to establish this company to produce the vaccines and the drugs instead of establishing it in Europe. So my intention is to communicate with you and see how best we can bring that one to Rwanda.
Absolutely. That one, there is another ticket pending.
Okay.
So I think we have a number of, we have people. Natalie, would you handle that one?
So who should I contact, please?
There are two women here.
Okay.
There is Natalie, there is on the side of investments as well. I think that what you are saying is very interesting.
Thank you very much.
So you can see we are sending to you two women to...
Thank you very much.
To handle that.
Mr. President, I was actually a member of the team here in Germany who implemented the GSM telecommunication. We came on air in 1992.
That is good music to my ears.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. I have another proposal.
No, I think that's...
Okay.
You can make those proposals to the ladies who...
Thank you very much.
Yes, they handle different things, but they are all relevant, connected with your case.
Thank you very much, Mr.
All right.
Thank you, Your Excellency.
So let's be handling some other people.
Hejuru.
Hello?
Hejuru hariya twari twabimye.
Hello?
Reka nkwereke hejuru, then ujya hariya mu center. Nkwereke. Ujya hariya ariko... You should first give the floor to someone up there, and then after that, this side. Let's first hear someone from the front. My name is Jean Bosco Tuyisenge. Go ahead, please. My name's Jean Bosco Tuyisenge. I wish to put a question to you about a house
that belongs to my father, Jean Rwabukwisi, which was auctioned because of a case, a false case. The president, how would I know about that? We cannot settle that issue here. If something has been auctioned, it's because it must have gone through the courts. I cannot overturn the judgment. I told you about this issue in Paris, and you told the late Nyumbaruzier to handle the issue. Those who falsified those documents, including Kazigaba Andre, fled the country. Others were imprisoned. Did you follow up on this case? I tried to follow up on this issue. The problem is that from 2012, it's in RIB, but the Rwabukwisi has not been given his property. So the president, why don't you follow it up in RIB? They have the issue, they have the file. What were you told by RIB? From 2012, we are still waiting. RIB did not exist in 2012. What has RIB told you after it has been created? Why don't you follow this up? What RIB should tell you what to do next, because RIB makes investigations and gets to the truth. So you should contact RIB and see how this can be resolved. Yes, I will. Thank you. Let's give the floor to someone here. I've told you that side there, right there behind. After this person from the front, let's give the floor to Mr. President. After this person speaking, let's give the floor to that lady.
Merci, Monsieur le Président.
I thank you, Mr. President. My name is Boubacar Sidi Diallo. I'm Guinean. I came from Conakry to take part in Rwanda Day here today. I'm a lawyer, consultant, ex-member of parliament in Guinea, and I'm now a political leader. I'm president of in Unity for Popular Movement, and I'm heading a coalition. I came to Rwanda Day through the invitation of Madame Chantal, with two fellow citizens who are from Guinea as well. We came. It's like a pilgrimage for us to meet you, and also it's the final achievement. Africa today needs clairvoyant leaders. You have taken your country. You took leadership of the country where the country was completely divided. People were opposed to each other. And in 25 years, you have made it a destination that people wish to go to today. We come from a country where we're independent from 61 years. We have minerals that we export, but every time
chaque partie de notre pays,
all the parts of Rwanda, still of our country rather, we need to have a school, a model to follow, a vision to follow, which you incarnate. But we cannot have access to you. Not only I, many young leaders who are emerging politically in Africa would wish to get in touch with you as a model. So what we would wish to do is to meet you with my team in order to explain to you all the issues that we have. This is a Guinean platform, and we would wish to meet you with my team. And secondly, we would wish to thank you for everything that you do, and to give all the Rwandans back their dignity, and to give them back their value. I thank you, Your Excellency.
Just a short comment on that one. I absolutely am agreeable to African integration, to be accessible, and so on and so forth. There is only one thing I have to be careful about. I don't get involved in the internal politics of countries because of the problems that would be associated with that. So I want to make sure that you understand that I have heard you. I wish you well. I'm a Pan-Africanist who wants to work for Africa's integration and Africa's good politics, and I give it everything I have. But you also understand the fine line one has to take in terms of how do you get involved with different entities in different countries with different concerns. On that one, I'm a bit careful. So you will understand what I'm talking about.
Thank you for giving me the floor, Your Excellency. My name is Marie Mukangango. I live in the diaspora here in Germany.
I'm happy that you are here. As an African, we welcome all Africans, not only to Rwanda Day, but to Rwanda itself. And people usually acquire even citizenship.
Thank you, Your Excellency. My name's Mukangango. I'm a member of the Germany. We thank you for having allowed us to organize Rwanda Day. And I call upon the ladies here in Germany. As you saw, we wish to, we have a school teaching Kinyarwanda here in Germany, and we would request, we are very proud to have been allowed to organize Rwanda Day in Germany, and we wish to, we wish to have Rwanda Air come to Germany. So we could call it Rwanda Day Air. I've understood. We wish to make sure that Rwanda will come to Germany. There's already a company, an air company that is working with the Rwanda Air, and I could start from there. So we are moving in the requested as well. There's someone here who has been asking for the floor. Please give him or her the floor, and then after that we move somewhere else.
Bonjour, Monsieur le Président.
Good afternoon, Your Excellency, Mr. President. My name is Michael Cohen. I'm of French origin, but I live in Singapore for a number of years. I came from so far for Rwanda Day. I do business in Asia for about 20 years now. and I have other businesses as well in infrastructure in Africa, collaborating with the Chinese government and construction of hospitals with an Israeli company. We've constructed 12 hospitals and we have completed 8 in Senegal. In July, I was able to celebrate. I was impressed by 2 things. I met the founder of Singapore and I was able to see some similar things between the 2 countries, which are revealing like how clean the streets are, how the high security in their country, and they wish to excel always, and that gave me the wish to develop business in Rwanda. I met the Minister of Health, and we have had documents, and we have already started to study the priorities for the country. And despite a lot of work, like the construction of hospitals, we saw that there is a big challenge. And we saw that there's a big distance, a long distance between Rwandans and the hospitals. We wish to send people to study, to conceive a new high-tech health centers, global solutions that are made according to the local needs. The Minister of Health, I'll be brief. The Minister of Health, I'm about to finish. The minister has invited us to a conference in December, and we believe that we'll be able to propose a solution, a complete solution to that challenge. So in that regard,
okay. Good. Okay. Thank you very much. And so I would like. Okay, I'm here to. Je suis là pour exprimer.
I'm here to express my admiration for what you've already done for the country, but also to seek your assistance so that I become part, so that the airplane arrives at the right time, at the right destination, at the right time, so that we can resolve this issue in the area of health.
I can see you are near Rwandans who know how to connect to the right people, and we are interested in working with you. So please pursue it as much as you want to as well.
Thank you, Your Excellency.
We're now moving there at the back. Please, people with the microphone, give the floor to someone at the back.
Merci beaucoup.
Thank you very much. I thank you once again. My name's Clarisse Wasse. I was born at Muhima. I've been living in Germany for 3 years. But before that, I would like to wish you for the road that was constructed through Muhima. We thank you very much, Your Excellency. At the time we were about to move from Muhima, the people, the evaluators came. We used to live in a grass-thatched house. Well, before we moved away, our property was evaluated, but the money was not really proportional to the property. We are 2 in the family. I live with my young brother. And we had to write to the young brother and told him that the money was very little. So we said he should propose that they should take back the money and just give them. Which year was that? And that was in 2014. That's when we were given the compensation. When this money, so the brother refused for us to make a claim, and we were told that we could leave the money on their account, and we had been given 2 million. And then after, when we made a claim, they added 700,000. It came to 2.7 million. So we had to share this money. So I was able to go and live in Gashora. I got a place to live about a plot, and then I started building a house. I don't know what happened to the brother. I wish to seek your assistance because I don't have land certificate for the plot that I bought and constructed. It would have been more complicated if you can get assistance in this regard. The Minister Shaka will help you. When you come back to Rwanda, go see the Ministry of Local Administration. Thank you. May the Lord bless you.
Murakoze, Your Excellency.
Thank you, Your Excellency.
Abafite micro, mwaduhe.
The person with the microphone, give it to this brother or sister.
Thank you. Yeah, he's just. Yeah, Your Excellency, my name is Dr. Bierbaum. I'm a German physician, and I visited Rwanda in August '94, and in September we organized a small organization with the name V4 Rwanda. Since that time, we are working in this country. We will have now our 25th anniversary, and I want to invite Mr. Cesar to visit us. But my question is, or my problem is, since more than 10 years, we are working on the Center for Mentally Retarded Children. Okay, it's a problem in this country, and many people have not the feeling that it is also a humanitarian act and a necessary to school the children, to train the children, to bring them in a self-confident life. We have suffered a lot of problems. I had a court case against us from which the Supreme Chief Court said, we are ashamed about it. The person who has worked in former times, he is now a politician in the district of Gisagara, tried to bring me in prison, tried to expropriate us, and she brought false documents to the court. And
we can help you to follow that case.
My question is, I would like to get an appointment in your office, perhaps by my wife.
I'll send you where they can help you to solve the problem right away. Minister of Local Government, you should follow up that case.
Mr. Shaka, wonderful.
Yes.
He was part of this program.
Fatana bande hariya. Hari.
Abafite micro, mudufashe.
Hagati aho ngaho.
Give the floor to someone there, right there behind. Thank you, Your Excellency, the President of the Republic. I'm very happy. I thank you for this opportunity. My issue concerns my father, my biological father. My names are Ange Wineza. My father bought a plot of land, and from two ladies. After that, two ladies got hold of the plot and started building houses in it. My father brought this issue to you at Nteru in Kirehe. You asked the district mayor as well as the minister, and you asked them to resolve this issue, and they said they're going to return the plot of land to him, or even maybe compensate him with money. But after that, nothing was done. My father went there to claim again. I believe that this concerns Minister Shaka as well. You should set up in order to resolve these two issues.
I'm a visual artist, and I would like just to ask a question that's more national. I had a chance to visit the Rwandan Art Museum, and I think, like, on my few experience, I feel like the house itself. I mean, the Rwandan Art National Museum is located in the ex-president Paris, and I feel like the house itself has been combined into two history that are all big enough, and that they cannot have a space for themselves, especially for art. As an artist, I'm trying to speak on my aspect. I feel like it doesn't show anything about Rwandan art history as our sources of background, of identity of who we are. And I would just like to know if you had a chance to know about the project itself. Thank you so much. If in your busy schedule, if I can have 5 minutes, I have a huge favor that I would like really to ask, since I get the opportunity. I would love that, but that is not necessary anyways.
Not here, maybe in Rwanda. Here, it's almost impossible. There are so many people who are asking, yeah, but do you come to Rwanda? Do you come there? Where do you live? You live in Kigali? Yes, in Rwanda we can meet.
Thank you, Your Excellency.
Somebody in my office could follow that up and see the possibility of it. Somebody who is... some people here who work with me, then trying to see if we can connect. And
Your Excellency, we wish to go to this
part.
Let's hear two people from there, and then we finalize. The people with the microphone, please come this side.
Muriki Gichin.
This side of the hall.
Murakoze.
Thank you. My names are Tuyishim Emetier. I'm studying technology in the Netherlands. I'm here behind. My name's Emet Thierry Tuyishime, and I'm studying technology in the Netherlands. I've done a project, Your Excellency, concerning water, where 3 issues will be resolved. The first one is how the payment can be done between WASAC and its clients. The second issue it will resolve it concerns leakages in pipes where water is lost. And this project can reduce this. The third issue is it will deal with to predict the future of WASAC. So what's the issue? What's the problem? So I wish to ask if WASAC, if I can start working with WASAC, why don't you contact WASAC? I'm still a student. What's the issue? I am studying in the Netherlands, and I would wish to start working with WASAC. Will you work with WASAC while you are still in Holland? No, but I would need to have connection with them.
Find a way of connecting with them.
Thank you, Your Excellency.
All right.
We wish to close.
Somebody else.
Abafite mikro, Mr. Mudufashe. Mr. President. Mr. President.
Go ahead. Who
is that talking? Do you have a microphone?
Thank you so much for this opportunity. My name is Anita Niragakenga. I am a student at the University of Kigali. And I'm Rwandese, but unfortunately, my Kinyarwanda is not so good. So allow me to speak English. Straight for...
opportunity abantu bari hano baturutse ahandi abi Kigali tubaha opportunity.
Still not working, Your Excellence.
Okay.
Your Excellence. Pamawolo.
Okay,
yes, go ahead.
Wait, okay.
Hello.
So I want to point it out because I came here for an exchange program for only 3 months with the university here. So I want to talk about some of the issues that I encounter with my friends at the University of Kigali in terms of experience.
Let's resolve it back home.
Can I just...
I know. For the Kigali, I thought it was the experience here.
No, back home.
But if it is back home, let's sort it out back home. So go ahead.
Your Excellence.
Yes, go ahead.
I'm just there.
Yes, go ahead.
Pamawolo. Bastien Jacobi from Belgium. I'm an airline pilot with experience as a paramedic in healthcare transportation and patient repatriation. Tuesday, I'm traveling to the first time to Rwanda in order to study the opportunity to establish a healthcare transportation unit by plane. I'm aware of your particular interest in the healthcare provided to your countrymates. One good example of this are the zipline drone operating yet in your country. I would like to contribute by developing a repatriation service to begin with, and in aftermath, continue to develop the healthcare tourism. I would like to ask you what you think about such projects and if I can benefit from any help in many contexts when arriving in Rwanda next week.
Yeah, absolutely.
There
are departments that help people who want to connect with their country and make investments. I'm sure some of them are here. They are hearing you. Again, RDB or whoever should find a way of connecting with them, please.
Yeah. And
all right.
So, yes. Something else. Yes. Please.
Sorry.
Just.
We thank you.
What else do you want?
Yeah. I would like, I'm speaking French now. Je voudrais remercier.
I would like to thank the consular of Belgian embassy and for listening to me and giving me advice.
Why, Ambassador, why wouldn't you help him and connect with the institutions that can He has your contacts. Please, so follow it up with the ambassador. It will be done. All right?
Thank you, Your Excellency.
Yes.
Hari umuntu ufite ubumuga.
There's a person who lives with disabilities who would like to say something. The president, give him the floor. There's someone else who wishes to say something from here.
My name is Nesta Mitali, and for a long time I've been thinking of returning home to Rwanda. I was born in Hamburg in Germany. My father is Rwandese, my mother is Jewish. So I had a couple of challenges, and most of them have resolved. The first one, I needed work experience and an education. I've gotten that. The other one was my religion. I'm Jewish. Synagogue has opened in Kigali just recently by the grace of God, so I'm very happy about that. The third one is my health. So for me, I have a little bit more complicated health history. So I was wondering what your advice is when coming to Rwanda, how I can deal with more specific things where I'm not sure if Rwanda can provide those health services that are required and that I can have here.
Sure.
Thank you, sir.
I'm sure there are many cases that are complicated that maybe our institutions and our system is not able to deal with yet, but we are trying to develop those capacities. But even currently, I think through our Minister of Health, we can get advice of how to deal with the particular cases that need such attention. We are conscious about that. We know there are people who need specific help, and we haven't yet developed such a capacities or possibilities, but we can give advice how that can be managed. Yeah.
Your Excellency, twagira ngo tubabwire ko hari nyuma y'iki kigo.
Your Excellency would like to inform you that you have microphones. Do you have the same question, the same problem?
Good evening.
Yes. Raise your problem and let's build.
It's a solution. So my name is Michaela. I'm the CEO of EW Mobility Solution in Rwanda, and I studied in Kaiserslautern. So my advice is for the student who spoke earlier. He was speaking about leadership, and I just wanted to tell him that it starts in your community. So in your campus, you have what they call the Fachschaft. It's a leadership organization within your department. You have to get involved there. That's where it starts. That's where you get to know the professors, and that's where it guides you throughout your studies. So start in Kaiserslautern, do something there, and then expand. That's really what I wanted to say to my younger brothers and sisters in Kaiserslautern.
Okay.
Thank you.
But still connect with back home, and so that the leadership has direct input to our country. Yes, 1 minute.
Good evening, Mr. President. The work you've done has inspired not only Rwanda, but the Africans in general. That's also why I've applied for Rwandan citizenship 2 years ago. My name is Hawa Dem. That sounds very West African, and I am very proud to be part today of the Rwandan community and to participate to my first Rwanda Day as a Rwandan citizen. I travel across Africa and the world, and I've discovered that there are so many young Africans who are inspired by your leadership. On their behalf, what message can you give to those Africans in the diaspora who have lost hope and don't have the opportunity to interact with their leaders as Rwandans are fortunate to do? Thank you.
Well, the advice is that they should keep trying. They should not lose hope. And they are also welcome to Rwanda. Yes, you have tried so many times. Go ahead. This lady has also insisted. 30 seconds.
Oh, enfin.
Merci.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Good evening. My name's Assumpta Kabagima. I have, as you said earlier, especially when we get to some offices, the service is not perfect. This concerns Rwanda. As Rwanda started its flights to Belgium, when we were going home in January. I made booking. I wanted to go to Rwanda with my children. We made all the booking in an agency called TUI. It's an agency that deals with all flights. They proposed Rwanda to us, and we were very happy that we're going to Rwanda by Rwanda. Even my children were very happy. They said, we're children, we're Rwandan children, and we're going by Rwanda. So we made the booking. I have a child who is sick, and I take special medicine and special milk for the child. So I get, the doctor gives me allowance for extra weight. But when I reached the airport today, I was refused. I was denied that authorization. And they said I made a booking at the agency, but they could not see it in the computer. So what's the problem? What is the problem in general? So we wish to improve all services. So Rwanda also will have to improve services so that next time you get better services. All right. Thank you, Your Excellency. Do you wish for us to spend the night here? We have to finish at one point. Your Excellency, this is the last. I would like to first of all thank you. My question is, I bought 3 hectares of land in Bugesera. I've been following up this issue for 3 years, and every year I go. In July, I was there as well. I met the new mayor of Bugesera, Richard. We discussed the issue, but I wanted him to give me the notes for the meeting we had, that he cannot respond to me if I did not write to him. So what's the problem? So you bought a piece of land. So what's the problem? The problem is 30 meters were taken from the plot, saying it's a land reserve. Well, it's possible. Nothing has been done there, but actually that plot of land it was appropriated by some people. So how much land did they take from you? So they took the 60 meters. What can someone do with 60 meters of land? Minister of Local Government, please look into this issue. I don't think that we can give answers and resolve all issues, but well, look at those 2 people. The people with the microphone, please. I'm here. I'll finish with your question, and then they give. Let the person who has the microphone speak first. I have a problem concerning my brother named Jean-Paul Niomungeri, but it's the other person that I gave the floor to, that one. Go ahead and speak.
I'm a French, and I'm an aerospace engineer, and I will retire in 2 years in Rwanda. So I have about 35 experience, knowledge in aerospace in a very, very known company in France. And I have in mind to propose my knowledge in Rwanda. How to deal?
You're most welcome. Again, please. There's somebody coming to you too. You're most welcome. I don't think you need a ticket from me, but you are welcome. Yeah, you want to say something?
Thank you, Your Excellency, the President of the Republic. Let her finish. I thank you very much for having come to visit us. I live in Switzerland, but my native area is in the Western province. Please, straight to the point, please. I wish to make a request to you, Your Excellency, the President of the Republic. And the request is, as you always advise us, we follow them, and you advise us to rebuild our lives. I'm a genocide survivor. In this regard, I try to develop the land of my parents, which is in Kibuye, and at one point there was the land was taken and compensated. I supported it because I know that this is always done. So what was the issue? What issue came about this? The issue was that we tried to build so this was also included in the land that was expropriated. So I wish to request that we get back the land where our family used to live. That it will be easy to follow up if it's the truth, if it's based on the truth. If what you're saying is true, you should get assistance. I have tried, even the people who evaluated the land to be expropriated, I tried to explain to them. So while they still looking for they were looking for a solution, and he met my elder sister who has been so traumatized. They made her understand to take the money. She was convinced to take the money that had been given, according to the evaluators. Let's try to see how true this is, and then you'll get the assistance that you require. Where is Professor Siaka? I'm asking about a person called Jean-Paul Nyomungeri. He has an issue, a matter with RIB, because he was put on a blacklist. He worked in Changugu, then he was fired, and the police wanted to know why he was fired, what he had done, and false information was given. The police detained him for 2 weeks, and then they found that these were false allegations, and he returned to his work. And after a short time, he was fired again. Where did he work? It was a water project. He was working in a water project, Changugu. So after having been fired again, he looked for a job in Ouagadougou, Burkina Faso. After that, he went to work in Sierra Leone. So what is the problem? The problem is that he has been blacklisted, and yet this was done by his former colleagues. But if RIB acquitted him of the charge, well, RIB said that now he doesn't know where to take the case. Listen to me first. Well, all that RIB was supposed to do is to know if he was blacklisted through falsification, if it is founded or not. So I didn't get it clear from you if he was acquitted or if they said there's still a problem.
No.
There are two things. Either Rib acquitted him or did not. Rib said that he was blacklisted by the CID. Does that maybe it means that maybe because it was done by CID, maybe it's true. There's some people who are behind all this. So you should go to the CID and get clarification. So why don't you go to the CID? Did anyone stop you from going there? I have here letters with me. Listen first. Suppose I help you to contact the CID so that the CID department can clarify. It will say this person is guilty or it will acquit him. Can you have a problem with getting to the CID? I've heard about the letter. Why don't you physically go to the CID? You can go with those letters, but go to the CID and then have the issue resolved. Where do you live? I live in Holland, but my brother is in Kigali. Be it you or him, if you can go to Kigali, you can go to the CID offices and have the issue resolved. So how do we go there? We've been there before. Asking me how a person in Kigali can go. To the CID, you can go by motorcycle or by another means.
Your Excellency, time has become short, but I wanted to remind the communities living abroad that we have a unit called Rwandan Community Abroad in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. We coordinate. We give you any kind of challenges that you bring to us. We coordinate you with the right institution. So please, if you have any other issues, write to rca@minafet.gov.rw.
Please put up that information up on the screen.
That unit, Sandrine Uimbawazi, she's here, present, so she's also able to take these kind of questions,
Yes.
and we will be able to follow up.
Absolutely. So they can even while she's around and so. Otherwise, don't wait for another Rwanda day to solve your problem. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Mushimire nyakubahwa President na Madam Powa.
Please give a round of applause to the President and the First Lady. We thank the President for this Q&A. Your Excellency, the President of the Republic, Your Excellency, the First Lady, we know you have a very heavy schedule. We followed you at Seattle in the US yesterday, and we thank you for being here in Germany today. Please help me thank the President and the First Lady again. Raise your flags, wave your flags, and a big, loud round of applause. Our greetings to the people at home. Thank you very much. Africa, simameni tujiunge, tujenge Afrika kamili, tuijenge Afrika. Please remain in your seats as the guest of honor and the guests exit the room. And after that, the ushers will lead us to the next phase. After this, we'll have a big party right here. I want to remind you that we'll have an exhibition. There's an exhibition going on at Nairobi Hall, right next to the entrance.
Abafite ibibazo
And those who have pending questions, please liaise with the right people at the exhibition. Last announcement, please leave the headsets in your seats. Leave the headsets on your seats. Thank you.
Headsets, please. At the end, leave the headphones and receiver on the chairs. From the translation. Morare. DJ. Nganya no wanya.
Africa, c'est à nous, nous les jeunes, lèvons-nous pour construire, bâtir, mettre à la main. Africa, 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 ya tutera imbere.
Pour ceux qui parlent le français, vous allez laisser les translateurs sur votre place. Merci.
Ulinzi utajengwa na nani vijana? Ulinzi utajengwa na sisi wenyewe. Na jeshi itajengwa na nani vijana? Jeshi itajengwa na sisi wenyewe. Sisi wenyewe. Sisi wenyewe. Tuzaguka abana b'Abanyarwanda tujye mu paradizo isi yose we tuzaguka abana b'Abanyarwanda tujye mu paradizo isi yose we tuzaguka Rwanda Gasabo we tuzaguka tuzaguka yasikore yose we tuzaguka imiyoborere myiza we tuzaguka Rwanda we tuzaguka ubutabera hose we tuzaguka imibereho myiza we tuzaguka abayobozi b'u Rwanda we tuzaguka abayobozi twubake tuzaguka abana b'Abanyarwanda tugire nka paradizo isi yose we tuzaguka uburengerazuba bwose we tuzaguka Amasheke na Rusizi we tuzaguka Rutsiro na Rubavu we tuzaguka Ngororero na Karongi we tuzaguka abashinzwe protocole bagiye kudufasha turasohoka tujye hasi muri cafetaria nyuma yaho turagaruka hano mu gitaramo n'abahanzi murakoze turagaruka saa 3 mbisubiremo turagaruka muri iyi salle saa 3 mu gitaramo. We'll be back here in this room at 9 p.m. On va revenir ici à 21h. Merci.
ibibazo bijyanye na kihorere